that's okay. Went, brought those children, gave them back to Sandeepan and did namaskara and shedding tears, he left that place. See? Didn't ask for any awful message from me. Okay. Even the greatest of the Jnanis did that. I need some sattvic persons. I need. You are searching for sattvic people going around here and there, seeing all the people, all the kingdoms. Because anything comes from the princely persons, from the royal command, and that will be followed by everybody. You know, if an ordinary guy does something that never carries any value at all, but if something comes from the government, as an order, it's pretty easy for people to follow. And there will be no choice also for them whether to do, not do something. If they order, this should be the way. So Krishna thought of catching hold of some persons from the royal families. And he was searching for such guys, and finally he found, Pandavas. He found persons like Vidura, Bhishmacharya. But they're very good in one sense, but at the same time they used to think, we know everything. And we can teach anything, to everything. That's it. Why should we need to, approach someone and ask again for something which is ultimate? Because we are able to understand, read all the scriptures and know the meaning. That is what happened. Nobody was asking him. So he found ultimately Pandavas a bit non-corruptive, genuine, loyal, listening to their mother. That was what impressed him, very much. Because in spite of powerful, the capacity that they possessed, but they were very loyal to their mother. And the elder one was highly respected by all the brothers, and they never cheat anybody, never speak lies with anyone. These are very rare qualities Krishna found among the Pandavas and said, these are the right guys, through whom at least I can spread the proper message. Since then on, he started helping them. Because by helping he can catch the attention of those people. He did many things like that. He did. He helped Draupadi when there was an insult for her in the assembly. And he saved them when their houses were burned to ashes. He saved them while they were poisoned by Kauravas from those poisons. Helped them in all respects possible. Every respect possible. Expecting they surrender to him and say, Krishna, I am sure that you are the ultimate savior. So please give us the good message. He thought that they will ask. But every now and then, whenever they got some kind of problem, then they used to come and then, hey Krishna, we are with this problem, just save us from it. That's all. They used to come only during the problem, as we typically go to temple to see God. You means you are really great, without any intention, without any desire, you are coming to see God. That's why you are exempted, guys. You are special. So, whenever there is a problem, they used to think of Krishna. And Krishna used to run and then save them from the typical problem. And then they said, okay Krishna, bye-bye. So you go now, because we are okay. And they said, that's how they used to think. So he tried his level best tried with Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira being the eldest person, he used to think that he knows everything. Because he is almost the replica of Yamadharmaraja himself. So he used to think that, I know every dharma. And Bhimasena, we know, very short-tempered guy. Always, his activeness will be on the tip of his nose. Something happens, just he used to jump in and do things like that. So, Nakula and Sahadeva were really good. But they were very little kids. That's why he chose Arjuna, probably be the best of all. Ideal personality. And it is other reason also is there. Yudhishthira and Bhima are older than Krishna by a few months. Krishna born later. That's why the age is also pretty near, equal between Arjuna and Krishna. It's only just 6 months difference, not even a year. So Krishna thought probably Arjuna is my best target. So maybe he's the best person to just mold him. That's very much required. Orientation. So there is a kind of orientation needed, with Arjuna. So he tried to be with Arjuna and help him also in so many times, expecting he will be asking him, hey Krishna, just tell me something that is the ultimate and powerful. No. Even he did not ask. Even he gave so many suggestions to Arjuna. You know that? He gave so many suggestions to actually who was the one inspiring him to get the Pashupatastra? It's only Lord Krishna. He said, you are in the forest. A day will come. You need powerful weapons with you. Pasupata Astra is one of such powerful astras. You need that. Go to the forest and do the person. Get it. Before war starts, you need to possess that. Messiah. That's how he forced him. And then, of course, Arjuna got it. Like that, he made everything for them. Everything. But even Arjuna did not ask for that. He wanted to say something before really the war takes off. He knows what is going to happen anyway. And if war is started, and if you don't give contact, anybody's control. So, what to do now? Before war starts, somehow he should teach, the essence. That is what he was planning. That's why he wanted to break the deal between Kauravas and Pandavas. And if the deal happens positive, there won't be any chance for him to say anything there. He especially went as an ambassador, and then he broke the deal, and then he said, you are an enemy. You asked me to come to food. And what happens, don't you know the common logic? The common Rajaniti also, it seems Duryodhana, you don't know. What is the common? Enemy, if comes home, and if you feed him, by fate if he dies, people say that you poisoned him. He must have died in a very normal course. But how the world interprets that? He went to that house and he ate something, and then probably that caused a lot of damage. Probably they must have poisoned. That's how they did. That's why. Because you are my enemy, so I did come to your home. This is what Krishna said. When he was asked, why did you go to Vidura's house? what he would have said, basically, after all, he's my old friend, asking me since long, I could not fulfill it, and so just Vidura invited and just I went. Having come, just want to finish all those things, so I went. He would have said that, but I didn't say that. He is my friend, because the food is tasty and delicious, so I went there, and with your food, those things are not there, and you are, on the top of that, you are my enemy, so I should not go to you. That's why I didn't come, is what he said. Supporting Pandavas, he broke the deal. Then there was a situation where they wanted to just to pull up the forces, both Kauravas and Pandavas. Then war was declared. And then both came to Krishna only. And we know the story. Bye, and but Arjuna sat at the foot and Duryodhana sat at the head. He sat at the head side above Krishna. And when Krishna opened this, he saw that Arjuna and wished him. And then he said, I'm also here. And then I said, oh, you're also here. Oh, when did you come? And he wished him also. I came first. No, Arjuna came next. He said, oh, that's okay. But what is the matter? He said, we want your help. He said, 10,000 people, 10,000 Yadavas, all with weapons, wrestlers, one side. I, single, and not having any weapon, not holding any weapon at all. And I don't fight with anybody, but I give free advices. I serve you as a free advisor. That's the capacity just I want to be. And the first choice I want to give to Arjuna. Arjuna! Duryodhana asked, yes, I want to give the first chance to Arjuna. Then his BP started racing, Arjuna might take 10,000 warriors. On my side, I have so many advisors. All they are just eating away my mind all the time. Bhishmacharya is there, Dronacharya is there, the Krupacharya is there. Why to say 1, 2, 3, 4? Everybody eats my mind always. And all their paid advisors. I don't want to add another extra free advisor. This is what the Duryodhana thought. And he wanted to ask for 10,000 warriors. But when the first chance is given to Arjuna, obviously, I think it goes to him. But let's wait and see. And then Arjuna asked Krishna, if you are with me, that's it. I don't fight, and that's okay. I don't wear even a single weapon, that's okay. I give only free advices, that's okay. Your very presence itself is enough for me. That's what he said. Whatever you have done, Baba, this is your choice. But because Arjuna didn't want the forces, okay, just give those forces to me. So I'm happy with it. But his intention is only to ask the 10,000 powerful warriors only. And then that's how Arjuna said, Krishna, even if you don't do anything, even if you don't fight, but still your guidance is my ultimate goal, my desire. Then Krishna thought, God, my life ambition is going to be fulfilled at least now. At least he accepted me with him. That's a great thing, And he said, I want you only, nothing else. You do something or you don't do something, I don't care. And if you are with me, that's enough for me. That's what he said. My God, this is something, at least, you made my day. But still, though asked, but never went to Krishna. And again, Krishna, yes, you are with me, just tell me something, what can I do, how can I do? He didn't ask for any of these kind of things, He would have asked, how to form the forces and stuff like that. But he didn't. And then, other things were happening, days were passing, and war already approached, and both the forces gathered in the Kurukshetra, we know the story, and it was about to fight all the, all the conches and all the instruments to show their readiness for the war also were blown, and it was just about to take the arrow, fix in the bow and shoot. That was the situation. Krishna thought, my being with this guy also not going to waste. Because if the first arrow goes, that's it. Then the war starts. If the war starts, and nothing will remain ultimately. And if nothing is remaining, who is going to ask me? I waited for 100 years and ultimately I got this one person. You say, you is enough for me. I don't want anything what you do. But if you are, I think that's enough. I found one person like that to say, if I miss this chance, I lost forever. I should not miss this. Now, I want to use it at once. Then he started tightening the screws, managing the things. He made everyone to go into still mode, slowly. And then he made Arjuna's moods to change. He knows everyone in this part, on that part, and everywhere who were there in the war field. But somehow, Arjuna's desire crept like, I want to see all the warriors. So he asked Krishna, Senayorohyor madhye radham sthapaya mechyuda. Take my chariot amidst both the forces. My Lord Krishna, I want to see with whom should I fight, and taking whose help I should fight. I want to take the help of some people from my forces, and again targeting someone I have to give a fight, right? So I want to see both the forces to just to fix up the people like that, for which take the chariot to a place where I can see both. Why he has to get that thought? Really not necessary then. But somehow it is the Lord who just tightened the screw. And then the idea crossed through the mind of Arjuna. And so he asked. Then Krishna said, that's okay, let me take that your chariot to the place. And while asking that, he said, Dhartarashtrasya durbuddhehe yuddhe priyachikeshavaha nirikshe. I want to see those people who are supporting the foolish Duryodhana, who is the son of the blind Dhritarashtra. That is how just he was cursing them. And he said, I want to see those people also. Come on, take my chariot. That means Arjuna was really not strong enough to fight, right? Krishna thought, yes, now at least my bread is baking. And then he took the chariot amidst and tightened the screw a bit more and said, hey, pasya, etan samavetan kurun, he said. Look around all these people and then decide. Arjuna stood and just, glared all around. It was so surprising for us. The one who came with all the force suddenly became down with all his moods and just started seeing, oh, these are my gurus, these are my brothers, these are my uncles, these are my children-like persons. And with all these people I should fight. My God, should I kill all these people? The one who said, Dhartarashtrasya durbuddhe, the same person within no time, his moods were totally upside down. And then he starts saying, oh, these are my relatives and my friends and my well-wishers and I am the eldest. And these are like my children. How can I give a fight to these people? I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. So his depression reached a level where he dropped his bow and arrows that was holding in his hand and just to get out of the duty, what he is supposed to do in front of the one who came to establish the practices, who came to establish the right practices. In front of such Krishna, he stopped his practice and he said that doing the fight, giving the fight is itself is going to be a sinful act and I don't want to fight anymore. How absurd it is. If you commit a mistake in front of a police officer, going down the road and if you hit a police car itself, how sinful it is. How much punishment you receive. Hitting some other car and doing some other thing is a different thing. You are going in a high speed and you are following on the, you are taking on the wrong side and then hit the police car. And also just you are in a drinking stage. How sinful it becomes, then where you will be. This is what Arjuna did. The one who is standing in front of him to establish dharma with him and he doing a wrong thing like, I don't want to fight, being a person to fight and curb all the corruption and stop such things and establish the righteous practices. He is the person to do such things, in a right royal way. He is permitted to do that. And such person, he said, I don't want to fight anymore. And begging alms is far better activity, I think, and this, I don't want to. And then he dropped the bows and arrows as if a doctor being in the operation room, cut open all the body and dropped all the instruments. I don't want to do such things. What happened then? That was the situation. But don't think it is Arjuna's weakness. You'll be wrong then. It's not Arjuna's weakness. It's the weakness of the person behind. He didn't get any person. He didn't get any person to reveal the secret and to give the secret. And he was searching, he was very badly searching for a person, to hear, and the best of the persons available in those days also became like this. In spite of this kind of accessibility and not asking me for, revealing the secret and just trying to fight with those people. He may give a fight, that's okay, and he may win also. But then, what about me? I have to reveal the secret. That the purpose of my very life, will be defeated if I won't give it. So, just he made the screw tighten very fast. And so the moods of the Arjuna also changed so fast. For a person to, and if you take the computer and keep the photograph, and then if you just make some changes, you can see how old face will be, how young face will be. But naturally it comes, in few years of period, like about 60 or 70 years of period, and the changes will take in the face. But in computer you can make all the things within no time, just within seconds you can make all the changes. Just you move the button from one end to the other, it's gone. Everything is changed. That is what Krishna is trying to do. And Arjuna reached a stage where he spoke something like as if he knows everything, but speaking that something that is not to be spoken. He says that there is a soul and body, and it goes to the Swargam and Narakam like that, and the Pitu Devatas and they are falling and they Pinda Pradhanams and stuff like that, and says, no, I don't want to fight here again. So these are some irrelevant statements he started speaking there with Krishna. Hanumantra Mundara Kuppiginturam like that, in front of Krishna he started speaking all the rules and regulations of the soul and its departure and so on and so forth. And ultimately he reached a stage where after vomiting everything, when he got totally dehydrated, and then he said, Karpanya doshopahata svabhavaha purchami tvam dharma samudha chetaha yechreyasya nishchitam bruhitam me sishyasteham syadhi mam tvam prapannam. This is what Krishna is waiting for. Since his birthday. Since his birthday he was waiting for this kind of request from some person. It came now from the mouth of Arjuna. Karpanya doshopa matasvabhavaha. I was totally captured by Karpanya. Karpanya is Kripanata. Kripanata is an attitude. Usually we think Kripanata means, just very mean, begging for things. That's what we call Kripanata. But according to the Vedic scriptures, Kripanatvam is something different. Kripanatvam means not just begging. Kripanatvam doesn't mean that someone who is in a very sympathetic stage. No. Usually Kripanatvam means, he was in a sympathetic stage. That's his Kripana. We call him like that. But in Vedas, Kripanatvam is something else. What the Gargi, a lady asked a few questions to the great sage Yajnavalkya, in Sukla Yajurveda, and then she asked, hey, Yajnavalkya, if you know who is a real Kripana, she asked. And then Yajnavalkya gave an apt answer to that. Yova etadaksharam aviditva gargi asman loka preti sakripana. Who leaves the body not knowing the supreme controller of this universe as Akshara, and he becomes Kripana. Because the human body is given to us to understand about the Akshara Tattva. Akshara, not an ordinary Akshara, but the one who is called as Purushottama. To know him, the human life is given. The very purpose is that. As how you have to know? That's what he explained in 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Purushottama. So knowing me as Purushottama the one who is the ultimate controller of souls and the nature. And when I control the souls and nature, I can give anything to anyone in these people. I can give even the moksha, or I can take him into the worst of the hells. Because I am the controller of the nature and the souls. I can put the soul anywhere in the nature, no matter whether it's a naraka or whether it's a moksha. Because I am the whole soul, I am the supreme controller. I can do anything. So if one soul thinks that he is in need of release from the karmic bondages and come to me and ask, no matter how much karma is there and no matter how the worst of the sinners he is, but still if I think that I can do, that's it. Not caring any other things, that I pick up the soul and just put him in the moksha. I can't do that. I showed that many a time with Sisupala. With Sisupala, that's what he did, right? Is there any worst person than the Sisupala in the world? Always used to scold, curse Krishna, cursing Krishna. Cursing Krishna is his life mission. That's how he grew up. Not in privacy. No. Talking something nonsense in privacy is okay. Now you can close the door and you can beat your husband to pulp and then you can do anything. There's no problem. But in public at least you say, no, he is my husband. He has to say it. He has to say everything. Without him, you just can't do it. At least, for public sake, you have to speak something like that, But the reality may be something different, But at least in public, you are not supposed to do that. And Sisupala was a person, even in the assembly, in the Rajasuya Yaga, when the whole world assembled there also his duty became like scolding Krishna, scolding. And Krishna was simply counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 100 finished. And he thought at least he stopped it now. But the moment when he committed 101, then what he did? Done. But after that, what happened? The Atma Jyoti came and merged in the lotus feet of Krishna. He took him to his foot. That means he was hit. There is a secret, of course. Why he did it. Why he did it? He was the person also in previous lives, was doing some wrong things. So one birth after other, it becomes more worse. You know that, right? If you take, 5 mg of sleeping tablet today, and tomorrow you have to take 10 mg. A day after you have to take 15 mg. That's how it becomes worse. So also this guy, one birth after the other, he is becoming worse and worse. Till Krishna Avatara, he brought him. But if he leaves him now, and there will be no Avatara in the Kali Yuga, and then if he gives Naraka to this Sisupala, going to Naraka and finishing that karma in Naraka, after some yugas, the sin will be clear, right? Then again he has to come and take birth here. But now, if he leaves this Sisupala and again comes and takes another birth, it's very difficult to kill him then. And because already he became 2 worse. And if he takes birth again, he becomes still worse. Very, very difficult to kill him. But where to keep him then? Keep in Swarga, comes back. Keep in Naraka, he comes back. So he wanted to choose a place where from he won't return at all. But there was one place like this, Parampada. So he thought probably that's the best place to place him. Simply threw him there. That is something. But if you see the fact, such a worst person also was accepted and was saved. I can do that. That's what he said. And if you know him, and if surrender to Him. And if you are really faithful, sincere, I think He can give anything to you. When the one is able to give Paramadam itself, what else he can give? The one who is able to give 1,000 will be able to give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, everything. Isn't it? If one is able to give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, may not be able to give 1,000. But one who is able to give 1,000 will definitely able to give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Isn't it? It is called, Kaimutika Nyaya. In Sanskrit, it's called as Kaimutika Nyaya. One who is able to give 1,000 itself, is it really necessary to say that he can give 1, 2, 3, 4? Kimuta? And it's called Kimuta. So it's called the Kaimutika Nyaya. A bird which is able to fly 1,000 miles, it can fly 1 mile also. Is it necessary to say? No. Kimuta? It can definitely do it, One who is able to swallow the temple, he can swallow even, the hundi also. That is in our scenario there. This is not necessary to be mentioned at all specially. It's called, Kaimutika Nyaya, like that. So one who is able to give moksha itself, is it necessary to say that he can just get rid of all the sins that you have? Very not necessary. It's called Akshaya. So Yajnavalkya said, the very purpose of human life is to realize that Akshaya. But not knowing someone left the body, he is the one really sympathized. Yova etadaksharam aviditva gadi asma loka preti sakrupana. Because if he leaves the body without knowing that Lord, definitely he takes another birth. And if he takes another birth, we don't know where he is going to take next birth. Is it any guarantee for you that you are going to take another human birth? We don't know what a kind of an insect we are going to become in the next birth, and how down we are going next birth. But this the best of the chances provided to us to just cut off all those things, and just you can ultimately reach right there. But just by knowing. And when just to know and get that best fruit, and you did not utilize it and just you wasted this, that means there is no excuse for that. So Yajnavalkya said, Sakrupana. So not knowing the ultimate reality is Karpanyam. So Arjuna's desire in his heart, because I am unable to decide what is to be done, what not to be done. That's all it is. He is not much concerned about, the philosophies and theologies and stuff like that. He is not at all. But his concern is whether to fight, not to fight. That's it. But Krishna did not take like that. Krishna took it in a way that he is a Kripana. Karpanya doshopa svabhava. And my nature is now totally confused. My state is really in a confusion state. I am not able to decide whether to do war or not to do war. But Krishna took it, I am not able to decide about the ultimate reality. He said, okay, I am going to reveal the ultimate reality. That is what he decided to say. Purchamitvam dharma sammudhacheta. So, my mind is not able to decide what is dharma, what is adharma. Dharma sammudhacheta. Sammudha is totally covered, totally just become numb. My mind mind became totally numb. But on what? On dharma, on deciding the dharma. What is the real dharma? What is adharma? In deciding that, I am now incapable. So I am asking you, and you have to tell me. Nobody asked him so far, tell me something. Nobody so far came in and said, I am asking you. Nobody asked him so far. And the rule is, na prashtaha kasyachit priyat. Without asking, the secret would not be revealed. And so he said, Purcham. Everything is pretty verbal. So he wanted to record all the things. Purchamitvam dharma sammudha chetaha. So my mind is confused and I am in dark and I am not able to decide what is dharma and what is to be given up and what is to be practiced and what to give up and what to adopt. This I am not able to really decide. And I am asking you. And then he said, Ye shreyasya nishchitam bruhitam me. Whatever is shreyas, and I need not decide it. Don't say, hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all good. Choose something among these things and just keep doing. Don't say that. I don't want that. I don't want to take any kind of decision to choose or pick up something and do. No. Yet nishchitam, whichever is already decided by the scriptures, which is already decided by the elders, for what? Sreya. This is the Sreyas, good. This is not Sreyas, no good. There are something, probably few things must have decided by the elders. And a few things they won't decide. They keep you in front of you and they ask you to decide. Few things may be like that. And few things they keep decided. Yachreyasya nishchitam. Whatever is already decided by the scriptures. Tan me bruhi. Tell me that. And are you ready for that? Again, you didn't ask me that question. Sishyasteham syadhi mam tvam prapannam. I am your Sishya and I am a Prapanna. 2 words used, powerful words. Sishyaha is a disciple. One may become a disciple, but may be he is a disciple but never follows the Guru. There are people like that. So they surrender and they say that I am your disciple, sir. And they take initiation from the Guru also. But they keep doing things in their own way. Guru says, hey, do it. They say, no time, sir. And no chance, sir. And I just can't do this, sir. Or my priorities are different, sir. Though he is a disciple, he is a Shishya, but he never does things like that. The one who does like that, being a Shishya and obeys the things, I have seen many people, they are initiated, but they say, we are always at your service. The pretty common American way of expressing it. Yes, if you need anything, feel free calling me. We say 100 things and they say no. But before leaving they say, if you need something, just feel free telling me. That's what they say. But they never listen and they never do. Right? It's pretty formality, just formality. That is Shishya. But Prapanna is something different. Prapanna means it is one who is instructed and does the things. He receives the instructions and he does the things. And in whatever way he uses, that's how he will use. That's it. No questions are answered there. No self-decisions. No self-policies. And whatever the Guru decides, it is done. That's called Prapanna. So Arjuna said, Prapanna Adima Tvam Prapannam. I am the Prapanna. I am the Sishya. And I am being instructed by you. I am a Dasa. In Bharata, while going to Rama, while Rama was in Chitrakuta, he says three things. Earlier, when I was in the kingdom, and if at all I stopped eating food out of anger, when I get upset with some person, and I stopped eating food for the day out of, disappointment, it was Rama who used to stop eating food. One sat with me and said, "Hey Bharata, please eat now. Otherwise you become, weak. Please eat now." As mom does, with children, it was the Rama used to do with Bharata. After eating Bharata, only Rama used to eat food. Otherwise, if Bharata didn't eat, then Rama also used to stop eating food. That means, for my sake, Rama was doing that then. But now, when I ask something for my sake, to come back to the kingdom, why Rama disobey me? Huh? When he was pleading me for my sake, now I plead for his sake. Why doesn't he come? Dasaha, Sishyaha. And I'm his Dasa, I'm his Sishya, I'm the Prapanna. Definitely he cares for my words. That's how he, and then he goes. Of course, whatever he was aiming at was fulfilled ultimately. So he returned with all joy. There, right? So also, Arjuna said, Sishyasteham Syadhi Mam Tvam Prapannam. And I surrendered to you, just Prapanna, I am your Sishya, and Syadhi. Just you instruct me to do this, it is done. That's it. I never ask any questions. This is what Arjuna said. This is in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Then Krishna got a confidence, Is the purpose of taking avatara is going to be fulfilled now, because he wants to give something, the most powerful secret of the secrets. And he wanted to make him as an instrument through which he wanted to just broadcast it. But the mic itself is not working so far. How can he telecast it? How can he broadcast it? But now at least the mic started working. Arjuna said, I'm ready to telecast, to broadcast now. My God, at least, my purpose is now being served. Again, if it is just mic, we turn it on and then we start speaking. But Arjuna is not just an instrument without life. He is not an inert object. He is with the life because he is a soul. So he may have some kind of reservations, even while doing also. And some kind of ego stuff like that. Some kind of arrogance. These things will obviously there because we are the souls. Anyway, we are the jivas, having the knowledge of our own, just built-in knowledge we have with us. So, when at least physically he became soft, now mentally also he should prepare him to receive his message, for which he starts speaking about asocyanam asochastva prajnavadanscha bhashase gataso nagatasanscha nam asochanti panditaha. He wanted to just prepare him. And while preparing, then he started the real preaching from the 12th sloka of Bhagavad Gita, saying, Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadhipa na chaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah param. This is the beginning sloka of Bhagavad Gita. Dharmakshetra is not the real beginning sloka of Bhagavad Gita, because all that is Purva-Pitika. That is Purva Pithika of Bhagavad Gita. The real Bhagavad Gita started in the 12th sloka of 2nd chapter. Then he started really giving the secrets. Natveva, I was not there, is not there. That means I was always there. And you were not there is also ruled out. That means you were always there. And these also were not there is also not true. See, he did not say that these are true, I am true and you are true. Because that may sometimes give way for the negativity as well. But he wants to affirm by adding two negatives. I was not there is not at all there. And you are not there also is not there. Means I am always there, you are always there, these are always there, and they would be there also even in the future. We never die. As you are thinking these people will die, they also will never die. And I also rise there, and you also there, they also will be there. And what about the what then? Bodies will be separated. And what the body? And what the soul? Yes, this is the nature of the body. This is the nature of the soul. This is how both got linked together. And this is what I am, who is linking both always. And this is the reason, the karma. This is the reason, the jnana. This is the reason that to give it up. This is the reason to do that. Everything that is need to be known is revealed in the form of different yogas, starting from the second until 18. Till 18, he revealed about all the things. And then Arjuna's mind was just set a bit. Is it what you are?